This week's Torah reading, Parshas Ve'era, we get into the thick of things with the story of the Jews leaving Egypt. As mentioned last week, even though it's not Passover time yet, we still have a few months for that. But in the Torah reading, the cycle of the Torah reading, we read once again the story of Moses, Moshe, and redeeming the Jewish people out of Egypt. And this time something interesting occurs. Before the 10 plagues happens, Moses has a conversation with Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. And Pharaoh says to Moses, I don't know who your God is, who's this God of the Jews? And he goes on explaining that he never heard of this God of the Israels. Now it's fascinating to note that in other places Pharaoh does make mention of the God of Israel. He's afraid of the God of Israel. He knows the God of Israel is powerful. The question arises, so what does he mean over here when he's telling Moshe that he never heard of this God of the Jewish people? And what is Moses' answer? Moses' answer is that God is and he always will be. And the answer explained is beautiful. Moses was telling Pharaoh, listen, I know that you believe in a higher force, you believe in strength, you believe in gods have the ability to do things, but what you don't believe in is the fact that God cares. God cares about every single person in the world and certainly about his own nation, the Jewish people. And therefore, yes, you may have heard of God, but you never heard of the concept of God, that God cares so much. And that Moses said, God's name is I will be always with you and with everyone who looks for me. Because God's essence is not just about being almighty and all-powerful, but God's essence is about caring for every person as well. You could be a great king, but if you don't care about your nation, you're going to end up being a lousy king. But if you're a king that cares about everyone, then that will make you into a great king. So too with God. It's not his power which makes him great. It's the fact that he looks to every single person and cares about them at all times. This is something we should always remember. God's there not just to provide for the world what it needs to provide, but to look at us and watch over us and protect us. We'll now continue with the singing of Lechadodi, the song we sing Friday night, written by the great Rabbi of Shlomo Alkabetz in the late 1400s. Lechadodi lekras kala pnei Shabbos nekabela Lechadodi lekras kala pnei Shabbos nekabela Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad Hishmiyanu kel hamyuchad Hashem echad Ushma ho'yachad L'shemo seferes v'l'sila Chadodi l'kras kala Pnei Shabbos nekabela L'kras Shabbos l'chuvin elcha Ki hi mekor haberacha Meirosh mikedem nesucha Sov ma'aseh b'machshavot chila Lechadodi l'kras kala Pnei Shabbos nekabela Mikdash melech Ir melucha Kumitzi mitoch ha'afecha Rav lach shevet b'yemekabacha V'hu yachamol Alayichem Lechadodi l'kras kala Pnei Shabbos nekabela Hisnari me'afar kumi Livshi bigdei sefartei chami Al yad ben yishai beis halachmi Karva el nafshi gi yahala Lechadodi l'kras kala Pnei Shabbos nekabela Hisahoreri Kiva horechu miyori Uri shir daberi Gevod Hashem alayich nigla Lechadodi l'kras kala Pnei Shabbos nekabela V'hayulim shisa shahosayich V'rachaku kameh v'halayich Yasis alayich elokayich Kim sozcha sanal kala lecha dodi lekras kala. Pnei Shabbos nekabela yamin usmal tifrotzi v'yez Hashem daritzi al yad ben yishai beitz aloch mikarva el nafshi ala lecha dodi lekras kala. Pnei Shabbos nekabela bawi b'shalom Atares ba'ala gamberina ovitzahala Tochem uneyam segula bawi kala lecha dodi lekras kala. Pnei Shabbos nekabela. Today we begin the month of Shvat, the Hebrew month of Shvat. Now the word Shvat in Hebrew means a stick. A shevet means a stick, a tribe. It's a very unusual word to describe a month, a stick. What's the point of having a stick? So the commentators explain that a stick can be used in a number of ways. Sometimes a stick is used to hit someone. Hit someone who's not behaving, you take a stick, you hit them. Maybe that's what this means. But that wouldn't be such a very nice way to talk about our relationship with God. He's hitting us, he's striking us. But the word Shvat means as a stick can mean something else. Sometimes a staff or a stick is used to guide people, to lead them, to point them to the right direction. And when we talk about this month, we're in between the holidays, between Hanukkah, between Purim, between high holidays, between Passover. We're sort of in the middle of the winter in like a no man's land of holidays. Not going to be not for a number of months till we have our next holiday season come. And that precisely is when the month of Shvat, the month of the stick, is here. Because this is a month where, without direction from the holidays, we have to look to God more. And God will provide us with the direction. If you ask for something, God will provide. So too in the months, the time of the year we're in, it's the winter, it's cold, it's dark outside, but if you look to God to guide us in the right path, God gives us a promise He will always guide us in the right way to go. We're now finished with the singing of Adon Olam. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'Terem Kol Yitzir Nivra V'Yeis Nasa B'Chefso Kol Azai Mehelech Shemo Nikra V'Yacharei Kechlos HaKol Levahado Yimloch Nora V'Haya V'Hove V'Yiyeh B'Sifara V'Hu Echad V'Yein Sheni Hamshilo Lehachvira V'Li Reishis V'Li Sachlis V'lo ha'oz v'ha'mitzra v'hu keli v'chai go'ali v'tzorchev li b'yeis nasa v'hu nisi u'manosli minas kosi b'yom ekra b'yahado avkid ruchi V'yeis ishan v'yahira v'yimrochi gev'yasi ado shem li v'lo v'ira. Have a happy and healthy week, a great weekend, a great Shabbat. We'll see everybody next week.